Okay, guys. So I think I figured it out. This is for people in YouTube, so should be good to go now. But I just started one. I just started one, Pepe, and it looks like it's the right presentation now. Okay, like that. So I just started another one, or I killed them, but I started the new one, and that should be okay. All right, guys. Wow, 10:21. So time for me to go over my homepage, including all the scans, etc., or the information that I'm sharing. Two again. Oh man, they're really this StreamYard thing. I don't know. I haven't know. Okay, are both of them though looking like this? I don't know why there are two streams. I didn't start two streams. I got rid of. Are they at least looking like this without that little sidebar? And I noticed when I typed in, I put in my homepage and it appeared twice. I have no idea. This stupid StreamYard. They say, welcome to Mars. I mean, that's literally what they're calling it. Welcome to Mars. Oh, it is. It is definitely StreamYards. It's definitely StreamYards. I didn't ask for that. Well, guys, I don't know what to do. Okay, there's not that many people on YouTube, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to just keep going. Okay, I don't know. I have to figure it out after later on. So, clicking on my homepage link, guys, this is what you're going to see. I'm not dismissing people in YouTube. Okay, it's just that I don't know off the top of my head how to fix it. All right, so here is a way in which you can take out a subscription to Trade Ideas. You can get 15% off the first month only or the entire year of a Trade Ideas subscription. And that's both standard or premium, okay? So again, the first month only for standard or premium or the entire year of standard or premium, and you'll get 15% off. All I ask, please use my code. It really helps to keep the rooms free. The company tracks the use of the promo codes. They see people using my code enough, they'll keep their rooms free. Okay. Scroll down. You can get the trade of the week. The trade of the week is sent to you before the market opens every Monday morning, and it's Tesla. And there was really no trigger. Steve's just saying, buy it and hold it. A little bit of a change, as William said. And well, hold it. I mean, there was a stop, but you have to look at the email where the stop would be. Now, if you sign up for the trade of the week and you don't think you're getting it, please check your spam folder. And if you have Gmail, check your promotions folder. Okay. And if you can't find it there, then certainly contact us and we'll try to figure out why you're not getting it after signing up. If you do take out a subscription to Trade Ideas, first thing you do is go to the education section. So if you clicked on my homepage link, scroll down, click on the more info and getting started with Trade Ideas. The first thing you must do if you take out a subscription, and if you don't have Trade Ideas and you're wondering about the program, you can start off with that second video. There are 12 videos, they're short, but that should give you an idea about whether or not it's a type of program you might want to try, at least for a month. Okay. Back to basics. If you're new to trading, this is for you. 15 videos designed for those of you who are new to trading. Just give me a moment, please. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. So the back to basics, yeah, 15 videos for those of you who are new to trading. Now, if you're looking for the information that I share, you can click on my homepage link, scroll down, and the middle section right here, the scan, or they're not really all scans, but this is a scan. This is a scan, the gap continuation or reversal. Okay, where are you? Right there. This is the compare count window over here, movers to the upside versus the movers to the downside. Here are the halts resumes right there. This is what I use in the pre-market. The pre-market actives up and the pre-market actives down. I am sharing some other ones that I don't have up and running, a momentum scan and also the Pepe combo scan. Okay. And I'm also sharing two races that I'm not displaying. But you can, but if you want to look at some races, you can do that. These are large cap racers and then stocks that don't have anything to do with market cap. Now, welcome to the rooms. I do apologize for what's happening in YouTube. I have to figure it out. The program we use to stream to YouTube and to Twitter has changed, and it's for some reason it's causing two streams, and have no idea why. They sprung that on us this morning. But if you want to come into the main room, you can. So if you click on my homepage link, and this is what I call the main room. Click on my homepage link and the trading room, okay? So for those of you on Twitter who it's a little, again, I'm not sure what you're seeing exactly, but you can come into the trading room. It's a lot more action in here anyway. More traders, more interaction amongst traders. And this room is actually open at about 6:45 Eastern time in the morning, of course. Now, having said that, then I open YouTube at or the YouTube stream at around 8:30. I get on the mic at 9. So the reason the main room is open at 6:45 and why I don't actually do it. Obi in the room, the main room does it. I live in Vancouver, Canada, so a little bit early, but Obi does it. And then I get on the mic at around 9 for both rooms. I go to about 2 o'clock, maybe 2:30. We'll stay later if there are questions, okay? And all times Eastern. But even when I take off in the main room is usually open after I leave. It's up to William to do that if he wants to. And a lot of times he'll keep it open to 4 o'clock. Depends on what sort of earnings plays there are, but he'll let us know. Okay, guys. Well, let's see what's happening here now. Yeah, so well, it might be a might be StreamYard, yeah, having to contact them, but let me see if it keeps doing it. See, this is what I'm talking about. If I type in test, just out of curiosity, you see, yeah, it's going to it's like I have two streams. I did not create two streams. Okay, so William says he'll keep it open 3:50 to 3:55ish, okay, today. So when I leave, sometime probably between 2 and 2:30, William will keep the room open till the main room open till 3:50, 3:55-ish. Boy, this is just getting creamed again, guys. This NTLA had earnings, got really hit hard on earnings. NTLA. Now it's under 10 again. It did pop up, but it's a gap up and reversal. Okay, so this AAOI continues down. We saw this one early and just continues to move down. Look at the cloud wave or the trade wave, and it's below yesterday's high, a low now. Yesterday meaning Friday. Well, this is a week. I mean, this the mark. So it did. This was not a gap up and go. This was a gap down. So I do have, in case you're wondering, in this particular gap continuation or reversal, there are four. If you load it, you'll see there are four scans. Now, what I've done is I've unchecked the gap up and go and the gap down and go. I'm just looking for the reversals, either the gap down and reverse or the gap up and reverse. You don't have to do that, of course, but and that's the one I'm sharing. Pizza rumor out again. Okay. Has it come back? Well, I see. Okay, so there's the halt for pizza, 44, 45. Say call it 45. Potential open around 50, 51. But William is saying so the rumor is back again, and now back to that 65. I think it was 62 before. So who's looking at doing it? It was Apollo. Oh, okay, it was Apollo the last time. So now another one. Here we go with Tri Artisan Capital now. Tri Artisan Capital. Yeah. Well, and they say they're close to a deal, okay. Interesting that that Artisan or not Artisan, but, Apollo backed out, and these guys, because I thought Apollo was at 62, I may be wrong. Seems a little strange that this company would offer that much after Apollo backed out. This would have I know this is from our AI guys, but a potential short, but look at the spread. That would have been, pretty difficult to commit. 1336, 1373 right now. So pretty difficult to commit to that. Boy, this got some room, guys. The serve has got some room. SERV is through the 200-day moving average. The low looking left is almost $1 away. So that is interesting to me. Serve, SERV. Yeah, look at Move. I mean, Move is just halted again on the way up. Move just got halted again on the way up. However, it's not looking good. I mean, it looks like it could open at 15. It's halted at 1620, even though it's halted on the way up. Oops. And this blue window I'm displaying, nothing to do with trade ideas. Okay. This is time and sales from Interactive Brokers. And this gives me my halt price when a stock is halted. Can't see the symbol, but it is move. And this column here, okay, now it's popping a little bit above the halt price. This is trying to tell you perhaps where it could open. So if you're in this one right now, which you of course want to see is a number greater than 1620 in this column. That's where it could open. Typically they are 5-minute halts. Yeah, I know, Mal. There's something wrong with YouTube streaming today. I don't. The company we use. I'm talking to Mal in our YouTube room. The company we use to stream, called StreamYard, has changed something dramatically, and I don't know how to fix it. And it's not just us, because there are others who use StreamYard to do it, and they're saying the same thing. So it's possibly somebody's going to have to contact StreamYard, but I just can't do it right now. So I apologize, but there's not much I can do about it. But I know it's creating a duplicate stream, and I what are you seeing though? You should be like, is it just that you're seeing like what are you seeing? Because this is what I'm seeing. I mean, I've dragged this in here, but are you seeing my like what is the big difference right now, other than the fact that there is two streams? Okay, but it's 75% small. So wow. So in other words, only 25%. Okay, so there's got to be something. Hmm. I'm just looking to see if there's anything that says, like like full screen or something, but I don't see anything. Yeah, no, I understand. It's crazy. I just don't see anything that says, full screen. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do. I'm sorry. No, I have a desktop computer that I'm doing all this on, Mal. I mean, this is not, I've it's just they did something today and they said, "Welcome to Mars," if you can believe it. Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay, thank you, Monica. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Can pizza go red? Oh, so it resumed. Wow, that's weird. Yeah, that's kind of weird, isn't it? It's like people don't believe it because it got halted at what price was it halted at? It was halted at 44.80, and it's basically just a little bit above that now. I mean, it did pop up to 48, but yeah, that's kind of strange, isn't it? Like people, like people don't believe it. Okay, guys, sorry about that. So they're saying that this new thing with StreamYard is that you can display in mobile and desktop at the same time, and I think that's what the problem is. So I don't want to display in mobile, and there is a video. I didn't ask for this. Anyway, I'll have to watch a video, I guess. So how is that pizza doing now? Is it cooked? Yeah, that's very strange, isn't it? That's very, very strange. Like they do not, this is the whole thing. It's like well, we had the rumor the last time and it fell through. And now they're saying after take private report. So it's almost like they don't believe it. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I mean, William, when you think about it, if Apollo dropped out, why would and I am I right or am I wrong? Did they not come in at around $62? Okay. So why would another company come in so soon after and actually raise it to 66? Oh, okay. So this is I guess Mal and anybody on YouTube right now, you have a choice and you pick landscape mode, okay? It's you guys picking landscape mode. If that makes sense. Is there a way, so those of you who are on YouTube, is there or Monica, I know you were in there. Is there a way in which you can choose landscape mode? And that looks like you'll get it back to what we're used to. You just have to find an option that says landscape mode for you guys. I think what's happening now is that I'm sort of broadcasting in two modes, and you pick the mode you want. But the trick is somewhere, there's got to be something that says landscape mode that you can pick. Hmm. Maybe okay, as Obi is saying, maybe it's labeled as orientation. It's not for mobile. You see, this it literally is saying you've got two choices now. If you're on a mobile device, I guess you want the smaller one, and if you want the large display, you pick landscape. Okay, guys, what time is it now? 10:51. Yeah, you're right. Maybe the market, was thinking that the market is definitely selling off now. Boy, there's going to be a lot of gap up on reverses now. Yeah, it's pretty brutal. Big bars down now, guys. Big bars down. I mean, it's still up 5.5 points, but the SPY anyway. But as somebody said, maybe the markets don't believe that this your shutdown is going to be over anytime soon. Okay, so anybody in YouTube, maybe log out and go back in. Okay, Monica and said she tried that, and that's what worked somehow. Still haven't seen the landscape mode button, but maybe log out and go back in if you're in YouTube and you want to see a full screen. We'll get to the bottom of this hopefully by tomorrow. Have a more satisfactory answer. Yeah, so a lot of gap up and reversals now, guys, especially with the market really starting. Well, the overall market is reversing. So the Dow is up barely. I mean, the Qs are up a lot still. The Qs are up, but I don't know. Let's see if did they reverse a lot. 622, 619. Okay, Ozzy. Well, it's good to know. I haven't not done anything, so Ozzy is fine seeing a full screen. Okay, this is in our YouTube room. Okay, come on, Blue Sky, BKSY. We're going to pick off some of these ones that are reversing. Yeah, so I mentioned this one earlier, this MPAA, and yes, it's an AI alert, but oh man, I got gremlins going here. Now my IB, let me just see something here. I have lost my linking now. Jeez, which never happens. Oh, no, no. Okay, I understand what I did. Okay, so the MPA, I mean, the spread is tightened up a little bit, but still, when you got that alert, yeah, I'm sure it would have been very difficult to take that short, even though there were a lot of shorts available. I'm talking about from our AI. Yeah, no, that was my mistake. I had to navigate away from something, and I thought the linking was destroyed, but it was not. So I'm in this blue sky, BKSY. I'm in this BKSY short, guys. I'm just kind of watching it. It's doing okay. I mean, obviously the market is helping. Just underneath 17. This is where I saw it here. Other one, gap up and reverse underneath that whole number, a beam. Let's take a look at beam, see what it's doing underneath that whole number. And the next low, okay, we've got the 200-day moving average, too close, okay, 40 cents away. 200-day moving average is 40 cents away, so it's not enough room for me. So, Ozzy, when you got into the YouTube room, did you actually make any selection that said landscape or anything? You just came in normally. When I say normally, how you normally would come in, because I know you've been in the YouTube room before or most of the time. So, did you do anything differently? Did you have to make a selection? A lot of these are just below the whole number too. Well, Qubit, not really, but it was okay. It was as it moved down. So was BitDeer. Look at all these gap up and reversals. What look at the market, guys. Wow, it'd be wild if it went negative. All right. Well, let me get BKSY up. I have to remind myself where the next. Yeah. So there's the 200-day moving average at 1605. So that was far enough away. So remember, we saw this. Well, I saw this one just on. Well, probably it was even earlier, but the break of 17. That's what got me interested. And of course, with the market falling the way it is, so many gap up and reversals now. Yeah, you're talking Psalms 27. You're talking about PGY. I see that it is just underneath a whole number also. Let's take a look at pizza, see what it's doing. Well, okay, let's take a look at some of these. Anything in green now is making a new high for the day. Let's take a look at IPHA. Uh, Pop on volume coming right into the VWAP though. That's the IPHA. Give me one moment, please. All right, guys, I'm back. Boy, Riot, Mara. Well, let me keep an eye on Riot to see if it takes out that whole number. If it does take out the whole number. What's the yeah, it's got room. I mean, 16, 1593, next low looking left. Boy, relentless, guys. This is relentless now from what time is this? This is 10:25. We're at the highs. Market looked pretty good. I mean, it was chopping around a little bit, but 10:25. Since then, what time is it now? 11:05. So about half an hour straight. Half an hour straight down. A little more than half an hour. These are 5-minute bars, so just just relentless selling. Okay, guys, I just want to confirm it's going to be Chris in our YouTube room. Oops. Yeah, PGY is still hanging around that 28 level. Just a little pop and then right back down to 28. I'm looking at a short. Okay, now finally. So, okay, that got me out of most of my blue sky. Okay, the BKSY. I was watching this and wanted to see, are we going to get any blue at all? Blue bar, blue, blue bar at all. And finally, after over half an hour straight down at 11:05, now we're getting maybe a follow through, maybe a follow through. Easy, Dwayne. So that got me out of the BKSY. I mean, that's in my opinion, that was the only reason it was moving down the way it was. So I covered my short on that. And now look, we're getting a few little gap down in reversals. So it may be interesting. I mean, I know this was an AI short, and it actually worked out pretty nicely for a while. The NVRY, excuse me, the NVRI. But now this is, turning into a gap down and reverse. All right. So yes, Chris just confirmed that it'll be him taking over for me in our YouTube room in about 45 minutes. And also tomorrow. So you'll get a double dose of Chris this week. Okay, well, these stocks here, anything in green here, guys, these are stocks all making new highs of the day. There's NVAX all making another new low of the day. NVAX just making a low of the day. Weak, weak, weak. Earnings on had earnings on the 6th, and the reaction obviously not great. That's NVAX. I got too jumpy on the. Should have kept in my BKSY short. Did not. I thought it was going to follow the market a little more closely, and not really. I mean, not really. Look, I had one little blue bar here, but not a follow-up blue bar like on the SPY. Ooh, that was a great short, but not in it anymore. And there it is, right there, another new low. Every time you see it, a stock here, it's making a new low. So gap up and reverse and making a new low of the day. Now there's the PGY. There's the PGY now, taking out that whole number. Boy, this is really enticing here, guys. Really enticing. The little pop up. And look. I mean, obviously, the next low looking left is way down here, 2265 or so. It's an earnings play. It's a great reaction to earnings, but with the market being kind of nervous right now, I guess that's the best way we can call it. Nervous market. Oh, BKSY, son of a. Hmm. Didn't act on it. Should have acted on it. Just did not do it. PGY, I didn't do it. I don't know why. I just didn't do it. But that was, fantastic. Just underneath that 28. I mean, this market, yeah, we had what, 10 minutes of blue. I'm going to put a price alert down here underneath the low of that previous candle and see if we take it out a little bit lower. It might be just a momentary 10 minutes, but it looks like we're continuing down now. So, guys, I mean, the gap up and reverse has been the play of the day. You know, there's probably so many right in here. I almost guarantee it. So many, the gap up and reverse. Kicking myself. No, there's the SPY. So yeah, I put a price alert the SPY in the low of the previous 5 minute candle bar. So, and it just took it out. Which one on that sleeping dolphin? Which one, PGY or? But boy, just about anything in here you could have taken, and it was moving down. Would continue to move down. Oh, the SPY. Okay. Okay, William, I'm going to private chat you for something here. Another one, guys, UMAC. Boy, another gap up and reversal underneath the whole number. Ton of room. There's so many opportunities today with these gap up and reversals. Won't be like this. Well, I shouldn't say that, but I mean, this is certainly a unique day so far with the big gap up and then the big reversal in the market. Well, PGY. Hopefully somebody took that PGY short, guys. I mean, that was pretty good underneath 28. Okay, guys. Time is it now? 11:23. So another 20 minutes, or sorry, 40 minutes or so for me. Boy, the shorting today has been just, have your pick SMR early. Yeah, I've never played options there, Sleeping Dolphin. Talking to Sleeping Dolphin, our YouTube room. Played. I hate to use the term. I've never traded options. I think this is another. Is this an earnings play? Yes, Spry is an earnings play. Oh my. Well, BKSY continued to move down. I'm not in it anymore. Okay, guys, give me a moment. I will be right back. What time is it now? 11:26. But around about 11:30. Okay. All right, guys, I'm back. All right, let's take a look at LENZ. LENZ, the next low looking left is wow, 22 or so. So I'm going to put a price alert just underneath 23 to see if it takes out that whole number again. Actually, I shouldn't say again. I don't know if it took it out at all. It done to 23.10. So I will put a price alert around 22.92. See if it takes it out. Moves down with the market. And the next low looking left is 22. So there'd be some room percentage wise. Now, again, a lot of these gap up and reversals, I mean, if the market ever does reverse itself, a lot of these will probably be bouncers. Okay, so just bear that in mind too. Because these most of these stocks are so positive for the day. They just gapped up and now they're giving it up. But most of these stocks we're seeing here, they're still positive for the day. Well, except for BKKT. So maybe most of them are not. I thought a lot of them would still be positive for the day. Boy, BKKT, what a short. All right, here's another one, AMLX, getting close to the whole number. However, the next, yeah, you can see the next low looking left is too close. Well, UNH, I haven't seen that one for a long time. UNH, this is, wow, it moved down. So after that big sort of resurgence up here, I got almost back up to 400. Did it hit the stop? Did Tesla hit the stop that Steve talked about? Probably not. No, no way. Yeah, so Tesla, I mean, the face of this market has been very, very strong. All right, guys. Well, I'm not really. I mean, I'm sort of watching it, but I'm not the AMLX because even if it does take out 12, the next low down here is 1178. So yeah, there's just, in my opinion, too much potential resistance to keep moving down or support. Look at move, boy. This has been Every time you think it's the end, but no, I mean, it is now still moving. This is the pre-market high. Looks like around 1881 or so. That's the pre-market high. Boy, it's just another pop here, guys. Again, this is a merger or merger news on Move. And just got halted again. Just got halted again. Okay, guys, sorry about that, guys. I'm just looking at some of my thumbnail charts, see if there's anything interesting happening. Market, I mean, looked like okay, maybe, but nope. Another new low now, daily low for the market for the SPY. Dow is now just gone negative. Boy, this got room, guys. CDE has got a lot of room. I mean, down to 1420 or so, takes out that whole number of 15. Oops. Every time I do that, I say, "Why isn't it loading?" Yeah. I mean, again, William, why don't you and I just put a bid in? We'll say we're bidding 100. We're gonna take it over for 100. I mean, this is pretty weird. Following a report, Try Artisan Capital. Wonder how big they are. Now being denied again by who? Pizza or Try Artisan or both? Good games, guys. Put out the report. The stock's at 40. Put out the report, fake report, pops up to almost 50. Take advantage of that and then come out and say, you know what? Nope, report's wrong. Jeez. So the denial could be lies also. Yeah. I never would have thought this move would have kept going. Seriously, to me it just looked like something was going to eventually. But 680,000 in the float. That's what's keeping the activity so high. 31 million shares have traded. Float turnover 46 times. So on a monthly chart, this move, I mean, the next high in a monthly chart is 1931, so it's almost right there. 1920. Yeah, well, it's basically at that monthly high, which was back in April this year. The next high after that is 47. Now, I don't think this got up. I think this is just a bunch of reverse splits. I may be wrong. Reverse split adjusted. I don't recall this stock being up at $160. Yeah, this is reverse split adjusted. I'm sure this was not up at 500. I'm sure it was not. So reverse split adjusted. Well, I don't have to worry about that, William. At Interactive Brokers, they are saying you cannot short. Well, they're not the big red dot, but yeah, they would have to try to find shorts. None readily available. Oof, the high flyer this morning. Last time I saw this was around $23. Maybe it got up to 26 GLTO, guys. Probably not. Yeah, I didn't think so. It's not shortable for me. Interactive Brokers. Probably a good thing. Only a million in the float, and that's the GLTO. Popped up on some good news, but Fading badly now. Man, move. Over 20 now. You guys were talking about PSNL earlier, or some of you were anyway, underneath the VWAP. eToro. I think this is an earnings play. Yeah, eToro is an earnings play out of Israel. What do they do? It's a trading platform. Okay, eToro is a trading platform. Pretty good, actually. I mean, it hasn't really succumbed to the market. Been steadily up since at least 1025 anyway. Hey guys, here's a pretty nice re-entry from our AI. I just noticed this about 10 minutes ago. COGT got stopped out, hit the stop, but had a re-entry halfway between the stop and the original alert price, which was 33.54. So about a dollar move now off that 33.54. Ah, halted on the way down now, guys. Yeah, move halted on the way down. All right, 11:50. So I'll be taking a break in about 10 minutes. Chris Farley will take over for me in our YouTube room. He'll spend about an hour from 12 to 1 Eastern time in our YouTube room as I take my break. So maybe the SPY has found a bottom today. I don't know, sort of chopping around a little bit here. Maybe it's found a bottom. I will put a price alert down here though, in case it does take that out. And I'll also put a price alert at the top here in case it pops through that. Just to let me know, maybe market direction. That's all. Not, I don't trade the SPY, but just want to know if either of those two scenarios happen. I don't know. Maybe keep an eye on SPRY. I mean, if the market ever wants to pop a little bit, I mean, the SPRY is SPRY holding 9. Okay, trying to hold that whole number. The VWAP is up here, far enough away, 979. Okay, so that's far enough away. And maybe if we get a little blue, maybe that transition from orange to blue happens, might give us. But I think we want the market on our side. We're going to play any sort of a bounce for SPRY. And right now, the market is not. Now, I haven't seen this one for a long time. PYXS, used to see it a lot, chopped around for the last about 3 weeks or so. 446 now, coming into that next high looking left on so it'll be someday in this month, which is back, see, November of last year, so about a year ago, okay? About a year ago, someday in this month, there was a daily high, and that daily high would have been about 444. Well, let's stop it. Again, this has been nicely moving, hasn't been affected by the market at all. Okay, guys, it's 11:55. So what I'm going to do now is put the YouTube link in the main room, so you guys can head over and listen to Chris when he shows up in about 5 minutes from now. Okay, so there's the link to get into YouTube. He's not there yet, so you can hang on. I'll just put my announcement up here. Sometimes Chris shows up a little bit early. Man, oh man, I mean, so many. And the nice thing about a lot of these gap up and reversals is that there's a lot of room underneath for many of them. Look at this one again. Well, he's not in yet. He's not in yet. Deplorable. Okay. He'll be, unless, well, you know what? I better shut off my music. Usually I hear a little pop, and that lets me know that Chris is in the room. I did not hear a little pop. Okay, guys. Well, I had a price alert for the SPY above this level. So, hey, we're getting a little bit of a rally. Let's see. Let's see if we can get more than 10 minutes of a rally. And that, again, that'll just help some of these gap down and reversal that are just reversing because of the market. No other reason. So we may get some bounces off the reversals. Like the SPRY. I mean, the SPRY is holding 9 nicely. And that's the SPRY. I'll be watching this, keeps holding this 9 nicely. I don't think there's any specific news. Oh, I didn't realize. Okay, so it is an earnings play. It's actually an earnings play. So obviously the reaction was pretty good. I mean, it's still positive. So it is an earnings play. And that's for the SPRY. So Q3 loss, but beats revenue estimates. Okay. I don't know if they guided better in the next quarter, but William Blair maintaining coverage with an outperform. See if there's any price target.
Good morning, Barry.
Didn't hear the pop. Okay. All right, guys. So Chris is in our YouTube room right now. Okay. So I'm going to put myself on mute in the main room. We'll see you guys in about 1 hour. Mr. Christopher Varley, welcome to the YouTube room. Now, I think you may have seen what I posted. So StreamYard did some changes to their program, creating their Mars program. That's what they called it. And so some were saying that they were only getting like half a screen.
So there's
I don't know
probably
what you were
two
saying.
options because Trader TV has something similar, and if you got to pick the right option if you're on a desktop versus a mobile device.
So is that up to me to pick it? Because somebody
was up to them to pick it.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's two live options right now. One is going to be, you can see a clear difference between the two when you go to our live page on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
You can see a clear difference between the two. So they just have to pick the quote right one. Unfortunately, it doesn't label them for whatever reason. And I don't think we can label them actually. But there's two options there. They both say live. It's both the same stream. But one has, mostly a black background all around it with a small screen, and that's going to be for your mobile devices. And then the other one's the regular full screen.
So. Okay, so it's just a matter if they see the both, and then you just click on the normal one, the big one, as opposed to the one with the. Okay, so there's nothing I do on my end. I mean, it's got nothing to do on my end. I can't do anything about that.
Exactly, it is entirely up to them to pick the one that they want.
Okay, all right. Well, hopefully people will get that, and I just wish they. Oh well,
I do. Believe me, I know.
They just sort of do this unannounced. Maybe they were announcing it earlier. I have no idea. But
I mean, if they were, Chris, I didn't see an email for it. So
no, me neither.
It is what it is. All right, go take your break.
Well, yeah, thank you very much. I'll see you in about an hour.
Sounds good. Okay. All right, everybody. Barry making his way to a break, and I got to remember to swap the screens. There we go. So already happy Monday to everybody. I hope you're all having a nice Monday. Come off a relaxing weekend. Back into the mess we call a stock market, right? So, all right, folks, as per usual, I do not do any pre-done content for this. Rely on you folks to drive the content with your questions that you would like answered on software. I think that is the best way to do this for you all to get the most out of what you're looking for with software. And aside from that, also, often the questions you have are similar or near exactly the same questions other folks have. And they could start a nice conversation between all of us here, back and forth, and get that real good community vibe going that I'm always hoping that we have through Sharp. Same to you as well. Thank you. Thank you. So again, open forum here. Don't be shy, folks. Get those questions in for me. And if you don't have questions, unfortunately, I'll do my best to keep this informative and relative to the market and software itself. So, yeah. So, all right, I guess while I wait for questions to come in, let's see if any do come in. Let's, I don't know, let's tour the market, I guess. I don't like all these things on my charts, but oh well. For those that know me well enough know that I do not like stuff on my charts. Give me my candles and give me some volume and like my multi-period low 20 on the daily chart, and that's it. I don't need support and resistance drawn there. I don't want anything else drawn on there, but that is not the way of the world right now. Let's see here. I'm going to see if that helps any. So let's drill in a little bit here and we'll look at the SPY and you know, what can we say about this? We've got a lot of chop going on right now. It's been a while since the SPY has done much of anything. The market overall has done much of anything as far as a direction that is not sideways. So, you know, we've got these days going into here. We're kind of just grinding some higher days out on and off, poking above some all-time highs. Then, you know, obviously get a bit of sell-off there, recover, make some more all-time highs, and another sell-off here and a gap up today. So let me get rid of these B's and S's because they're really interrupting education here. Yeah, Ty, you're on the, so I can see who's on the vertical and who's not. You've got the, there's two different live streams to open up. So you're on the mobile version. You're going to want to swap on the YouTube, on our YouTube page. Get rid of that mobile version. So here, bear with me while I make some edits here on this chart. If you come to our YouTube page here on the streams, the live tab, I'll even put this in for you guys here. Bear with me. So there's a link to what I'm looking at right now. You're going to have two options here, right? This is, it doesn't really label it as such. I don't know why, but you have those two options. That is a mobile look, and you can see it's got a little digital, like a smartphone right there underneath it. And then you've got the regular one here. That's just got the X on it. That's what you want to be in. So those two options there. If you're on the go, you'll want this. Although if you're on the go, I don't know how you're really watching the screen, but you know, to each their own. If you're desktop ridden, then you want to be looking here. So that's where we're living with all that. Let me get rid of that. Oops, there we go. That. All right. So, you know, long story short, as short as I can make it, just not a whole lot of action and traction other than sideways for a really long time now. One could argue the sideways leans a little bit. Actually, no, nobody could argue anything. When you look at this line right here, you got this bit above it and this bit below it. So I wouldn't say that it leans below it. I was going to say it leans below a little heavy, but I don't think it really leans heavy and below. We looked at the rest of the market as well. Get rid of that drawing. Bring up some Qs to the NASDAQ. My goodness. Got much of the same going on over here. Not really any difference. A lot of sideways action. I don't know how it would automatically switch you. I mean, it's a YouTube side thing. We just broadcast to there. We don't have much control. We don't have any control really after that. So I can just say that there's the two options there, and just make sure you click on the one that you want. There's like a little icon here that tells me, I think it tells me what view you're on. I can't tell. Anyways, yeah, cues here. Much of the same. Really hasn't gone anywhere for a while. This period underneath, you get this period above. Kind of just splitting hairs at this point. So, as always, there's a lot to digest in the market, especially, macro pictures and inflation and unemployment and all those good things. And, most of those things are, what the bears will always be pointing out why we should be going down. And you get the bulls that tell you that, the economy is not the stock market. Stock market's not the economy. And, I like to let them fight about it. And I'll just stick to charts and price action, because that's what really makes the bucks. I think it's fair enough to say that it would be no surprise to most anybody that if we did take a bit of a pause, and kind of ran more sideways for a while, as it's just been, a steady move up for several years here. Sure, you get a pullback here and a little pullback there. Really shot out of a cannon after that pullback back in April. So you really just can't blame the market for digesting all these things and being pulled in every direction. Tariffs this and stimulus that, and this economy's great and this economy's bad, and blah, 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 blah. Let's look at the IWM. And again, folks, anybody with questions, don't be shy. Please get those questions in for me. Oh my goodness, my computer's going to blow up. So, the IWM actually looks almost a little more healthy than the rest at this point as far as the up-down goes. Really just almost a true sideways run at this point. Just peaking above, just peaking below. So, always feels good that the small caps aren't really selling off. My big thing with the small caps is this: while they don't really move the markets, and clearly anybody that's paid attention to small caps knows that we do not need the small caps to be in an overall bull market. Small caps, IWM, Russell 2000, whatever you want to look at, it could be in a bear market all on its own, while the rest of the market itself moves up into a bull market. But when you have these working, people are willing to put more money to work in the riskier stocks, and it's a quote risk-on environment, or certainly more advantageous to a risk-on environment. So, it's, much as we got on a market recap here, as anybody knows me well, not a whole lot to digest day to day. It's more of kind of a week to week and maybe mid month to mid month for me, taking these overall looks and making, any stance or adjustment outside of some major event happening, which we haven't seen since last April, since this past April. So, always a lot of talking points out there, but a lot of that out in the internets and the TVs. It's more financial entertainment than anything else. There just isn't something to comment on every single move that really bears any weight or significance. So, all right, nobody is coming with questions to me. A little disappointing. No, nothing of interest right now. I'm kind of sitting and waiting until we digest a little bit more of this sideways action or not. Yeah, just nothing of real interest to me right now. I'm gonna sit around and wait for the time being. Go through some stocks here on the scan. We're not doing anything else, right? So I don't know. Let's just go through some charts, mark some stuff up. I didn't really look at any charts this weekend, to be honest. Okay, this is just impossible with these charts. No, I don't have anything going on in my price alerts, really. So that's a terrible looking chart. Petrobras. Okay, I want to see what happens if I get rid of this because this is just absolutely insane. Yep. Okay. I'm going to do that, I guess. So I have at least one picture up. Petrobras, no, I don't have anything really interesting at all for me. Mining. I mean, this is kind of ant on this mining. Look, this thing really moved up, really moved down, moved back up. Very, very volatile right now as far as those movements go. This would be something, look, I wouldn't mind. This would be something if it chart-wise pulled back into here and then try to do that. It would really need to consolidate longer for me here to be interested in it. But at 500 million in the float, almost 600 million in the float, actually, it's just not a dynamic mover. I don't have a whole lot of interest in that stock. Zim. No interest in that stock. Rivian. I don't think I have any interest in this, but let's take a bigger look. Yeah, no, I have no interest in this stock. TXG. I don't have any interest in that. Also, it's a bio, so even less interest because of that. No interest. Yeah. No interest. This is more interesting. Downtrend, bottomed, recovered. sideways for quite a while here. Up, down, up. Got some room up to there. That's interesting to me. KSS. Is that Kohl's? Oh, okay, Kohl's. It's the commercials, right? The more you know, the more you Kohl's, or something like that. So yeah, this is fairly interesting to me. HST. Nope. China. You got this here. Made it through, and this had been resistance. Now it looks like it's kind of trying to become support here. That's it's a number of days that's bounced off here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So up 4 of the last 5 days like that, running into that $20 there. So again, if it pulled back into here and then made another run at that 20, I'd be more interested. If it holds around here and then creeps through the 20, I'd be interested in. Steve's trade of the week was Tesla. Could have been. Let's look at it. Again, folks, anybody with questions, especially software related, I'd be more than happy to answer those should you have them. As I always say, this isn't meant to be me just kind of randomly, aimlessly talking to you all like this, but I will fill the dead air any which way that I can related to the market itself. Maybe I'll just whip out the back tester and get to playing with that in a moment here. With that said, Tesla, that is quite the boom out of that base, and quite to give it up, to say the least. It's fighting its way higher at this point. It's just Tesla is such a it's such a cult stock to me. It's like, is the cult in favor or is the cult out of favor at the moment, right? Well, some things we can look at here. Kind of just a mute reaction to earnings, to be honest, right? Really hasn't done a whole lot out of earnings. Didn't do a lot for a couple of weeks coming into earnings. Hasn't done a lot a couple of weeks coming out of earnings here. Definitely trying to find a baseline there, right here. More it touches, the more significant it is. So if it can start to grind this way, yeah, essentially looking at all-time highs again here. Not too far off of it at 447 here, 448, give or take a few pennies there. So, it's actually a chart I kind of like, but it's Tesla, so I'm very weary because look, this thing can make you feel like a genius and it can make you feel like a fool, the stock. I mean, any stock could do that, but Tesla a little more than others. So, all right, that's that on Tesla. What else? Let's look at some other stuff here. And again, folks, don't be shy. Get some questions in for me if you have them. EOSE, energy, having itself a nice start to the week. Maybe a little market tide, moves up, moves down, moves up on the 60-minute chart. You can see that playing out right here as well. Gap up, will move up, moves down, moving back up. So I'd say this is, a little bit better looking than the SPY itself anyways, but not exactly independent of what the market is doing at the moment either. Always something important to keep note of. And again, I'm going to keep soliciting for questions, folks. Don't be shy. Out. OUT. Got going on there. Yeah, that's interesting, especially the last couple of days. So, crashed out back in the spring, near V recovery, gave some back, took it back, gave it back. Kind of found itself a home down here to bounce off of. Obviously, a very positive reaction to earnings overall. So I have it on the post market on the 6th. So it was the post market of this day. It was mute for the day for the most part. And then the next day, and the next day, and today looking good too. So this is interesting. A bit of a chase at this point, maybe. Beauty in the eye of the stockholder and all those things like that. Some will see that as a chase. Some will say, you know what, it's got more momentum to continue to move up. I'm not going to argue against either one of those. And some room up here to 22 level, give or take. ATEC, ATEC. So same kind of thing here. And then really gets going. And an overall positive reaction to earnings. Again, earnings on the post market here. So mute reaction the day of earnings, coming out of earnings. Tried to give some back. Buyers were not having it. They want to be on board. Up above that 20 level, got that train leaving the station look right now. Just always weird with that gap so close in time, but overall, not a bad look here from ATEC. Making a lifetime high, as a matter of fact. There we go, 2017. Lifetime high from probably this day here. It's taking out that prior lifetime high, hitting the Wayback Machine. Cryptos have turned red. I haven't looked at Bitcoin in a minute. What's Bitcoin doing? Yeah, 105. Wasn't down to like 100,000 or 101,000, so off its recent bottom. So, all right, there's a few charts we've gone through. Oh, you know what? I created a new window last week, messing around. Got this new one here. So let's go over this real quick. So I said, let's find stocks that are making a new high on the day. They got to be above their 50 SMA with a market cap here of, I don't know what I picked, 250 million, 25 million. Yeah, 25 million. And have to trade at least 5,000 shares on the day. And then the red data is the same thing, only new lows. There we go, new lows on the day. And they got to be below the 50 SMA. And the same volume metrics and market cap metrics. So I'm comparing stocks that are above the 50 SMA making highs versus stocks below the 50-day SMA making new lows. And we could currently see that we are hedged to the bearish side on that today. And why do I find that interesting? Well, this is why I find it interesting, because the scan that's up above it, or was behind it, I should say, it's 30-day highs versus 30-day lows, leaning bullish. But if that wasn't fun enough to look at, we got small caps here, split pretty much, edge to the bull side. Mid small caps, edge to the bear side. Larger caps, edge to the bull side. And anything above 5.4 billion as far as market cap goes, much more edge to the bull side. So mixed market, and I think that is very well reflected in what we see as far as the chop and slop that we've had over the last couple of weeks here. So I was just playing around with stuff, and I was interacting with some folks on the Twitter box and 50 SMAs above and below as a gauge for risk on, risk off, and stuff like that. So he said, let me play around and make a window. So I made this, I don't know, Tuesday, Wednesday last week, something like that. Left it the way it is for now. If anybody wants it, I'll share that link. Let's see. Copy and paste. There you go. So if anybody wants that compare count window, I'm more than welcome to it at this point. Perfect. So again, anybody with questions, don't be shy. Don't be shy. We got plenty of time here to hang out together. I would be more than happy to answer any of those questions that you have as far as the software goes. Of course, can't force you to ask the questions. Trendline, yeah, check it out. Let me know what you think. Don't go crazy on it or anything like that. I mean, don't do anything special on my account, but never hurts to take a look at the market in a different way. I don't think. Keep the keep the mind open. So I don't know. What do we do now? It's been a while since you guys were this silent on me. Maybe I don't know. Let's mess around with the back tester, I guess. Build an alert window and back test it for fun, and we'll do some optimizing. What do we want to do with this? What do we want to do? What do I think about SNDK? I don't know. Let's take a look. Put this to the side real quick. SNDK. I mean, it's a pretty big chase at this point. Up, I don't know, 50 some odd dollars in the last couple of days. And up, 150 some odd dollars in the last month and a half. So, I mean, kind of hard to chase that, but, just it's hard for me to chase something like that. That's all there is to it. I can't really, I couldn't go into something like this. I mean, you had this big day here. Got to move up, pull back, fill the gap, move up, consolidate for several days, and then, just gets revving and rolling. Obviously, an extremely positive reaction to earnings. Pre-market was 6, so, had earnings here. And it was kind of mute most of the day. And then for whatever reason, Friday after earnings on the, the 7th, I mean, just ripping and roaring. And today, big opening candle here with a gap up, now just moving sideways. So, for me, Ty, I can't. It's, kudos to anybody that had been in it, but, if you're in it already, now what do you do? Hopefully you have a plan. Yeah, I mean, it's a chase at this point, big time. Nas headed back up to 400 plus points. Yeah. I don't have a NAS chart anymore, but can look at the cues here and trying to take out this level again here, and pretty significant level here, I think, as far as recent memory goes. Trying to get above it, trying to hold it, trying to get above it. So I would also note this real quick as I'm watching here. You can see divergence here. Stocks above the 50 making a move up. Stocks below the 50 no longer making new lows. Something similar here on stocks making 30-day highs versus 30-day lows as well. So a little more bullish data coming through on the day as far as those windows are concerned. So, all right. I'm going to mess around with the back tester. Feel free to chime in, anyone that wants to. Build something out. I don't know what. Back test it and do some optimizing for fun. And just, utilize some of the more advanced stuff of the software. So let's see. What do we want to do? Let's build something around the running up family. Let's just go with running up. I'm going to add that. Get rid of that. Let's see. Work from some Windows filters that I got. Let's go with stocks from $11 to $100. All right, relative volume of, let's call it 10. Let's say it's traded 1.5 million on the day. So we're up at least 2% from the close, 0.5% from the open. And we'll call it back testing in the support webby, and let's just see what happens with this. Let's run the back tester. We'll start at 10. Let's stop it at 3.51. I don't know why I picked that. I just did. We're not going to give it any kind of profit or stop loss at this point. Timed exit. Yeah, let's hold for 30 minutes. Let's run this out to the full gambit of days that we've got currently, and let's see how it looks. Doesn't look to be anything exciting so far. So, profit factor of 1.31 is not awesome. That spread on the winners losers isn't great either. You're making $1.11 for every 83 cents you lose. So, not the best, not the worst. I'd like to see this number come down, maybe 20 cents. This number go up 15, 20 cents. Look at the daily spread on it. So, that day kind of really hurts it. This grouping of days hurts it. Not looking so great through that area right there as well. So, all right. Residual. Fire your question away. And Magnus, there's two options for you on the screens. If you go to the YouTube channel, you got the small screen here. It's got this little smartphone widget there, or you've got the full screen there. So you get to choose between those. So there's a link to that there, Magnus. So you want to choose the full screen one. Residual ORGO stock, your thoughts? Sure, I'll pull up an ORGO chart. RGO. It does almost nothing most of the time, other than when it has these random, spaz out moments. Here it's, beginning that kind of spaz. So, it doesn't seem like a stock that does, anything outside of probably some kind of either obviously earnings here causing that. This was likely earnings as well here, or maybe some news release. But then, it proceeded to give all of it back eventually. So as far as a swing trade goes, I mean, it's nothing for me to be excited about personally. It's also a pharmaceutical stock. And, so you're not going to be tied to whatever trials they have going on and all that, I mean, at 5.96, you're obviously, you're up 30 some odd cents. So just have a plan there. That's the best that's what I could say. If you don't have a plan, get one now and then stick to it. I can't tell you whether to buy, sell, hold, add, subtract on the position or anything like that. But, I would say this: if you didn't have a plan, it may not be the worst idea in the world to kind of take the profits, walk away, and then don't do that again and make sure you have a plan for the next one. I mean, if you do have a plan, then obviously execute it, continue to execute it. It's not, well, I was going to say it's not a dynamic mover, but that's not true. It's got periods where it doesn't move dynamically at all. And then it does do, I mean, that's a big move right there, without a question. That's a sizable move in a few days. That's a very sizable move. And this is also a very sizable move. It just has these periods also where it doesn't do a whole lot. Even that's a decent move. So, that's kind of my thought on it. But this isn't like there's some discerned trend in it or anything like that. The stock is just all over the place. You could almost argue a bit of a trend started here and it got ahead of itself, gave it back, came back down and kind of erased that trend, and just wasn't doing anything through this period either here. And, it's easy in hindsight to say, oh, well, it made this move here. But, looking at the chart, I don't think there's anything to indicate to me it would have made that move. And clearly there's no way to predict something like that whatsoever. So like some of these bigger moves that it's made, it's not like it was, some kind of nice trend that was going on and then it got that boost in that trend, to really get that next leg up. So I'm gonna head back into the back tester here, but do not be shy, folks. Anybody with questions, feel free to interrupt at any point. What was I? Oh yeah, so we were looking at the days here. Let's go to the optimization tab. Oh, that is ugly right here. Look at that. That is ugly, 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 ugly. That ain't so pretty either. So this is where I might say to myself, we could split this scan up, right? Because this 10 to 29.99 is actually decent looking. And this 40 to 59.99 is decent looking. Everything else looks like trash. We could break it down even more because you got it at $5 or $10 intervals. Oops. Let's do $5 intervals. There we go. And so breaking it down just gives us further evidence of what we were seeing there. I mean, I would say this 45 actually to 49, decent. This 55 to 59.99, very nice looking. Look, before we had grouped in everything above the 59 to say it was terrible. However, look at this right here, the 70, 74.99. Now, look, this is past data, so no way to know that past data represents future data at all. But I would be willing to, and I have done it in the past, take a group that looks good, even it maybe has a little bit of bad in it, then continue to back test and forward test it that way afterwards. So just for fun, put this equity curve up here like that. And I'll come back in here and configure it this away. No, I'm lying. I'm going to duplicate this is what I'm going to do. So I have the original. And I'm going to configure. And what did we say? $29.99? I think that's what it was. So $29.99. Duplicate it here. That's going to drop a lot of trades, but take a look at what it does to us overall. So win percentage takes a hit, but the average win-loser looks much better, right? Those are the kinds of things I like to compare in the back tests here. So, look at this average winner-loser versus this average winner-loser. Much nicer. Look at the profit factor. Much nicer. Win percent. Win percent. I won't say it's not important. There are people that tell you win percent doesn't matter at all. I would never. I can't get behind that. Doesn't matter at all. I don't think it's anywhere near as important as profit factor, your average winner loser. But I do think you don't want a strategy that's only winning 5 or 6% of the time, but just gets these real big hits, because then you're really relying on those real big hits to come in. Big thing to note here, though, is that, this has those big hit days. It still has too many loser days right here like this. So, Mike C., what's happening? How are you? Happy Monday to you. Let's break this down a little bit more. And we can see that, now we got $1 intervals, so that 10 to 11.99 doesn't look good. We dropped 61. We dropped 28% of the trades, almost 28.5% of the trades by changing that. So let's mess with that here. Let's do that. So let me see. I want to start it at $12. Oops. And let's run the back test again. So let's compare some summaries here. We'll go sideways to sideways now. So up that profit factor a bit more. Winners are up a couple of cents. Losers down another cent. Did take a 0.1% hit on the total trades, though. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry, run that again. Did not want to close that. All right. Well, let's break it down again a little bit more. Now we can see that 12 to 13.99 also looks terrible. Interesting. And again, folks, anybody with questions, do not be shy. Do not be shy. Back to the summary. And so, we can see the progress, 1.31, 1.91, 1.95, 2.44. Look at that winner to loser spread. That is a beautiful thing. 45% still all right. We're hanging in there. That's fine. If we're making, essentially we're making $1.50 for every 50 cents we lose, basically is what we got going on there. You can handle being quite a bit below 50% and be profitable still. We'll definitely cut down on those loser days. Let's, make a comparison here again. We've eliminated some, we've shortened some up. Not too bad, not too bad. Still 138 trades over the course of 65 days. So you got a couple of trades a day. We can see the further breakdown of that here. Look, well, those are probably weekend days. So, but 2 trades, 3 trades, 3 trades, 2 trades, 4 trades, 6 trades, 5 trades. So you never got more than 6 trades in a day. So pretty manageable as far as that goes, as far as the signals that are coming in through you. Yeah, not too shabby, not too shabby. Mess around with the other filters maybe. Mess around with time of day. We never even looked at this with time of day because we could always want to come back and say, maybe we didn't want to optimize based on the price at first. Maybe we want to optimize on time of day. Look at that. End of the day, not so good. Also, not so good over here. Whoops. And in fact, you really break this data down. Now look at this. 1:30 to 2 o'clock, basically. Sure, is that great? Wonderful. Except there was only 1 trade. So we could cut all this out, and we're not cutting out a ton of trades, actually. We're cutting out 3, 5, 6, 12, 13 trades, and we're really cutting a lot of fat out of this afterwards. So we're going to do that because we can. Let's hide that. Let's go and back test it one more time. What am I looking at? Entry, right? So we want to cut it off. We don't want to enter anything after 12:29 Eastern. Oh, wow. Look at that. Let's get back to the summary tabs and make some comparisons here. So we're down to 125 trades, 2.44, 3.05. We upped ourselves by another 3 cents on the winners. We dropped by 4 cents on the losers, right? Take the daily, look at that now. That's how I like to do a top-bottom comparison. There we go. Top-bottom comparison. And look at the group of losing days here. We just didn't trade those days instead, right? So that really shortened it up there. Outside of that, just looking, doesn't look like it did a whole lot more than that. But, things that I note here, look, not good, not good, right? Just got this one good section now. So, I like to keep this as unbiased as possible. While sure, yeah, these numbers start to look really good, There's more to the tale than just the numbers that are there, right? So one might say, you know what? The way we optimize that, maybe I'm not crazy. And that's why I kept the original scan there, because I could always go back to it and begin the optimization process again and say, let me take a different approach at the optimization at this. And for those keeping score at home, this is how, you end up staying up all night long and falling asleep at your desk. Raise my hand as someone who's very guilty of that, especially at the beginning of my Trade Ideas subscription life way back when. So just for fun, oh, keep the last back test that we did. Oops, I got rid of the wrong one. I'll keep this back test here. I'm going to keep that one. And I'm also going to keep the original back test. Throw this down this way. And we're going to optimize based on time of day here instead to start us off. Although I'm not crazy about that. You know what? I'm not crazy about that. But I want to take a different approach to optimizing this now. We've got this. We're here with that. But we'd like to see, you know, we come to the, where's the summary tab? We come to the daily and come to the daily here. I'd like to see a bit more winning here. And I could live with some of the losing here if we get this a bit more winning here. And I don't want to, you know, we had okay winning here, but we want to maybe lighten the load on the losers there. Here we lightened both, and we lightened actually, I'd say the winners more than we lightened the losers there. So I don't know that there's an approach that will do that or not, but there's only one way to find out. You know, let's get to it. So yeah, Mike C, there are two different streams now. StreamYard is doing this weird thing. I probably can turn it off at some point. So if you come to the stream page here, I'll copy and give you a link to that. You come to the YouTube page that has our streams on it. You're going to have this one here with the circle, and you're going to see a little smartphone widget there. That's for the on-the-go folks. And this one with the X, that'll be the traditional view if you're on a desktop. So I think that's what you got going on. That's what everybody's got going on there. It's a new feature that was added. For whatever reason, to StreamYard. I shouldn't say it was added for whatever reason, but it was added and we were not notified / asked if we wanted to do it. It just kind of happened. But I think that's most apps these days and operating systems. They just kind of change things, and it's more of a permission forgiveness kind of thing. So, but yeah, you can make that. You can make that swap, or anybody can make that swap if they want, and to different views for your locked into the desk or on the go folks. Let's see, what was I going to do? Oh, I know what I was going to do. Looking at this here. Now, here's one thing with the back test to think about. If this is already looking like this, cutting anything from this isn't really going to move our green bars up, right? Because it's not like we're going to cut trades. And while sure we might cut losers, it can impact the winners too. And it's not like we've got 30 trades a day to work from, where all of a sudden if we had 30 trades and it was a kind of a split on winners and losers, and we were able to get rid of a few of the losers, it makes the winners look better. So this may be a revisit of the filters or the alert type, either or. We may have to say, we may want to open up the universe a little bit to get a few more trades in there to see a way to cut the losers with adding winners. So, something we might consider here is all of a sudden, maybe we don't need to be up from the open anymore, right? Let's see what happens when we do that. All right, yeah, all the rest looks to be good here. Let's go ahead and knock that out. So that didn't really do much to help at all. In fact, I'd say it hurt overall. It's interesting, right? Because we're at 49.8% winners versus 48.9% winners, but a profit factor dropped. Our spread got worse, much worse, actually. So that wasn't the answer. Now I will say this for those that are the quantitative type. You can save these results and you can start to spreadsheet them and plug in your own formulas in your spreadsheets and things like that. And, I know without a question, we have some next level users that have done some things like that, made themselves some pretty incredible scans, or at least I'm led to believe that anyways. And for the most part, I almost never hear from those users at all. They just end up subscribing and that's it. I want to mess with this, but I'm just trying to think, what do we do here? What if we said we weren't necessarily up from the close, but what if we said we were up from the open? What if we were up 2% from the open instead? What happens then? Oh, win percentage went way up. Well, I don't know, way, but definitely up. But average loser went up, average winner went down again. Interestingly enough, the profit factor hung in there because we added so much on the winners, though. Come back to the daily. Again, didn't really impact us to the green side at all. So not so much, right, Barry?
Yeah, not so much. I can't see what you're doing, but not so much.
I'm playing with the back tester a whole bunch, and I was
okay.
Rabbit hole with my inside thoughts coming out at this point. I was getting the silent treatment from most everybody here.
Not for me. I'm always listening to you. I always think, where'd I go, Chris? Hey, listen, can you do me a favor, please?
I can try.
For some reason, the links that you're putting in, I cannot click on them in YouTube. What happens is they jump around, and so bottom line is, can you put the YouTube link in to where people can see the streams? Can you put it in the Slack thread so I can see that, and then I'll have a better idea tomorrow what to tell people to do?
Oh,
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're talking about like where to find the two different streams.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's because for some reason the links you're putting in, I cannot click on them.
Huh. I wonder why.
I go over it and it disappears. I go over them. I know there are two of them in there.
Yeah.
Because we got the two streams, and I cannot click on them.
All right. Yeah, I'll drop that.
I can even show you. You know what? Why don't I do this? I'll take the screen.
Yes.
And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Just give me a moment as I. Okay. So. See what I'm doing? See how?
Oh yeah, when you click on it there, it'll just put it on the it's like it'll paste it to the whole screen. You have to be in the YouTube channel to be able to click on it. So you'd have to be like here inside the stream, and then you click on it from the chat. But I'll share it in the Slack. So
share it. Well, it doesn't make what you just said doesn't make any sense to me because I'm seeing the link here, and I don't know why it just disappears, jumps around like that. But anyway, okay, if you can just put it in Slack chat, then I can click on it, and I just want to see what people are seeing.
Yep, you got it.
Okay, muchas gracias.
Muchas de nada.
Okay.
All
right, Chris. Thanks so much.
Thank you, everybody. I'll see you all tomorrow. And that's in Slack for you there, Barry.
Okay, thanks so much.
Adios.
All right, guys, I'm back in both rooms. Let me, one thing to do, just get my music going and. Okay, so I'm back in both rooms now, guys. So yeah, we've had a crazy day, to say the least. Look at this recovery now. Now we're actually above these highs up here, which were the highs in the pre-market of the SPY before it took the little descent downwards. And now my guess, because this started happening just as I was taking right at noon when I was taking my break. So we've had a straight hour up. My guess is that a lot of these, let me just see if I'm right. No, not necessarily with the SPRY, but the SPRY was an earnings play. Okay, so it was on its own. But any of the stocks that had been moving down just because of the market and were showing up in this gap up and reverse, then they probably had, not only did they gap up, it was a gap up and reverse and then reverse. Probably a lot of them. Crazy day in the market, guys. Don't normally see something like this: big gap up, big drop, and then completely recovering, and not only recovering, but getting above the highs. Anyway, there we have it. No, perfect. So hopefully, no, it's not. It's because I don't use StreamYard. I don't use StreamYard to stream the main room. It's just YouTube. But like Chris said, you have to. You guys now have a choice. And I guess it looks like this. You pick this one. You've got a choice here, this or that. There's the full screen like you guys are used to. And then this is for, I guess, mobile users. Again, they just sprung that on us. Okay. We did not know. Now there may be a way in which when I start, I can only pick, or I can select, like, don't do mobile. I don't know. I mean, it's not a bad idea, if people understand, oh, okay, I'm on a like a mobile device. I want it to fit on my mobile device. Anyway, all right, guys. Well, the spry. I mean, it still has. I can't take it now. I mean, it's too extended. But boy, 804 is the next low. So there, excuse me, there is room. Stitch Fix, SFIX, is not an earnings play. I don't know why it's moving. It didn't. The market did not affect it at all. Trying to see if there's any news on this. Can't see any. Had earnings a while back. Actually, it has earnings coming up, but it has not been a happy. I mean, this was $6 down to 385. So, Sully, I have no idea. See your question. Does anyone trade with the swing alerts in here? I have no idea. I don't, so I can only speak for myself. Mainly the people in here mainly are day trading. Mainly. Not to say there aren't some swing traders, but I don't know who's using the swing alerts. So I don't understand that perfect circle. I can see comments from both streams in one spot. That's a good question. That is a good question because no, I don't know what I'm seeing. These are the only comments I'm seeing. Okay. So I don't know if it's lump them both together. It's a good question. I hope they're lumped together. Okay, thanks, perfect. Ah, perfect. Okay. Well, you know what? It's the reason I thought probably because when I typed something in, like I just typed in test, and that's what kind of I was wondering why did that happen this morning? I didn't even realize this. We were having this issue, and I noticed how come the post was done twice. So yeah, it's going to both the mobile and the large screen. I thought I had accidentally typed it in twice. Oh, all right, guys. 109. Yeah, 109 now. So I'm probably taking off around 2 o'clock. William says he's going to keep the room open 3:50, 3:55 ish. Okay. So after I leave, the main room will still be open. As always, I'll stay later if there are questions. So let's take one last look at for today, my homepage, which will get posted twice in here. All right, so clicking on my homepage link at the very top, here's how you can take out a subscription to Trade Ideas. Using my promo code Barry15, you'll get 15% off the first month only, or the entire year of a Trade Ideas subscription. Doesn't matter which subscription you choose, either standard or premium. All I ask, please use my code, whatever that code is. It changes obviously from time to time. Why? Because the company tracks the promo codes. If they see my code being used often enough, they'll keep both rooms free. And if you scroll down, first thing to no, wait a minute. The first thing you do, no, wait a minute. Scroll down. You can sign up for the Trade of the Week is right here. You'll get it. It is free. You'll get it before the market opens every Monday morning. Now, if you don't get it if you sign up and you don't think you're getting it before you contact us, please check your spam folder. And if you have Gmail, check your promotions folder. Could be there. If you're not finding it there, then certainly call or contact us. Okay. Now, the first thing to do, if you do take out a subscription to Trade Ideas and you click on my homepage link, scroll down until you get to that education section, click on the more info, and right down here, getting started with Trade Ideas. You must do this. First thing to do 12 short videos to get you started. You don't have Trade Ideas and you're thinking about perhaps trying it. Well, what I would do is start off on that second video, go to the end. That should give you an idea about whether or not you'd like to try us, even for a month. You can always cancel after a month. And back to basics. If you're new to trading, this is for you. 15 videos, and it's all free if you're new to trading. Last, if you're looking for my information that you see on my screen, you click on my homepage link, scroll down, middle section, my scans. So the gap continuation or reversal is right here. The movers to the upside, downside right here. Pulse resumes is down here. This is what I use in the pre-market. The pre-market actives up and the pre-market actives down. I have a couple of races that I'm sharing. I don't have them up and running myself, but I am sharing a couple of races. If you want to take a look at them, a large cap and just a wide open race, and a couple other scans that I don't have up and running, but you can take a look at is the momentum scan and the Pepe combo scan. Okay. If you have any questions about the scans or anything else, you can ask me questions all day long. Only thing I can't really answer are accounting questions. If you got something going on with your account, I'll send you to the accounting people, though. It's not that I don't want to answer. I just don't have access to people's accounts. I always tell when it's a really slow day for William. All right, guys. Well, what's happening with this GLTO? This is not shortable for me. That I know. Unless there no still no shorts available for me, GLTO. Big week a few weeks ago. Big start to the day, got up to 26, but just, fading badly. There was some news. Quadruples on the acquisition of Damora Therapeutics. That was early. It hasn't quadrupled now. It's only up 200%. It's a low float, 1 million in the float. I wonder if Pepe wants any typing practice with that arm of his. Hello, Pepe. Lord, no. So I'll tell you what's going on. You don't have to answer, but just you can muse about it in your mind because I'm going to have to go to Best Buy. So this is what happened. So I've got my mouse that I've been using for years, and but I've got a laptop, a Dell laptop. So I wanted to use the mouse on that laptop, but of course the laptop is a USB C. My mouse is a USB. So I bought an adapter and it worked fine. Plugged it into my laptop, plugged the USB into the little adapter. It worked fine. So on my laptop, said, okay, well that's kind of cool. put my USB back into my computer, my desktop, and I cannot get my mouse to work. It does not want to recognize it at all. And I've tried what I consider just about everything. It's not the port because I went out and literally went out and bought a mouse last night, just a cheap thing, so I could have a mouse today. Port's fine, but I don't know how to get the mouse activated again. So it recognizes it on my desktop. So you don't have to answer. I'm going to go to Best Buy. But I thought, just give you a little brain teaser. All right, guy. Well, the move, which is not shortable for me, is finally really starting to give it up. Okay. PGY guys. Well, just getting my. I mean, the market now is what a move. I mean, what we're talking noon and almost straight up. Had a little jog down. It struggled just a little bit to get through the VWAP. You can see what happened on that 5 minute bar. Got into it, got rejected, came back down, tried again, and then once it really broke through the VWAP, look out. All right, guys. Okay, Ironwood, IRWD. Saw this one earlier in the day also. Another one that really, kept moving higher and higher, really had no the market had no effect on it. See if there's any news on it. Okay, it says November 6th. So they had earnings. So this is sort of a continuation off earnings for this one. Even though the earnings reaction wasn't stellar. I mean, there's the bar on Friday. That was the earnings reaction. So interesting on a day like today, where the market really gave it up for, well, about 2.5 hours. This didn't care, even though earnings weren't anything to write home about on Friday. I don't think there's any other news today. All right, I will do that. I'll copy that, put it in Word. So I can do that in about half an hour. I'm going to take off in about half an hour. Maybe that'll work. So, of course, it would have to be there. Now, I don't want you to answer. I mean, I know you're going to, but because I can't use the mouse to get to the device manager. So hopefully that mouse is there somewhere, is what you're saying, that I can click on, because I cannot, my mouse doesn't work. So, boy, this GLTO, what a too bad this was not a short, for me, or a short opportunity. Well, the opportunity was there, but no shorts available, Interactive Brokers. Oh, I could do that now. Scan for device manager. Okay. Here's where I am. So here are the two mice. This is the because I'm not using a Logitech mouse here. These are must be the two. But now what? Update the driver. Sorry, Pepe. You're saying no, no, don't do that. Ahmad pops on social media news. Okay. Yeah, there it is. There's a pop. I did. And that's where it said scan for hardware changes. And then I went to the mice. I'm sorry, Pepe. I know you're well, how would I know? I'd have to so what would I do here though? Because obviously I'm not using the mouse, but what would I do in here? This is this has got to be the mouse, the Logitech mouse. Ah, okay. Of course, I understand. I'm not using the mouse. This is the cheap mouse that I bought. Well, the other mouse is sitting on my desk. No, so I have to find another port, I suppose, to try to attach it, put it in my computer then. Sorry, guys. I shouldn't be doing this, I know, but just give me a moment though. I will plug the USB into, I have a port at the back. Yeah, this is what was happening. I don't know if you guys can see this, but you see how yes, it is recognizing the mouse, but it stops. It's not smooth at all. Not yet anyway. Oh, maybe it's not smooth yet. Does it take a while? Oh, now it's getting smoother. But it's okay on this monitor. But when I go to now, you see what happens? It just sort of stops. That's better. What the other mouse? Okay, that's good now. This is my mouse, my normal mouse over my other monitor. I did that. I cleaned it yesterday. I thought maybe that was it. Well, at least it's working on this monitor for sure. Moving around. Well, okay. I'm working on my other monitor. It's not a ball. It's funny. It's in my other monitor. It's not really as that. But you know what? I think I can work with it now. Okay. Well, thank you. I guess I'm going to. But I didn't install it again. No, it's not wired. No, no. It's understand. I've been using this mouse for years now. Years, and it's been fabulous. Okay, well, at least it works on this monitor very well. Okay, well, thank you. Yeah, but it seems too coincidental that it only started when I was trying to get the mouse to work on my laptop yesterday. Too coincidental. All right. Well, okay. Thank you, Pepe and others. I'll work with this. It still is kind of weird on one of my other monitors. It seems to get stuck on another monitor, but not this one, of course. I'm just rapidly moving it around. Okay. AXTI guys. Wow, AXTI. So coming into that purple line right there, that is the next somewhere, some week, there is a high. There's a monthly, daily high somewhere. I need a mouse that will work on multiple PCs. I see. So that you don't have to go through what I just did. Now it's working fine on the other monitor. It's back completely back to normal. Okay. So the bottom line is don't try to use this mouse on a laptop. No, monitor position exactly. No, it's fine now. It's fine now. It's I don't know, just took a while to warm up, I guess, on my other monitor. No, it's fine. Thank you. Thank you. It just saves me a trip to, you know, to Best Buy. I was gonna pester them, but I don't have to now. I do know what you mean though, them they them tradester. I know what you mean by the monitor some kind of and yeah, it's tricky sometimes when you have multiple monitors and you want to get the mouse to move, from one to the next in sequence. But no, it wasn't this case. What that wasn't the case. But I think Pepe answered the question. This mouse is not great if I want to use it on another monitor and then come back to this, or not another monitor, but to my desk laptop, and then come back here to my desktop. Yeah. See, that's it. There is a selector on the bottom. I'm wondering if that's it. I had this is a very good mouse. It is, I think it is the MX3 or it's an MX something anyway. That's why I was a little upset because it's such a good mouse. It's the MX Anywhere 25. That's what this is, the MX Anywhere 25. Anywhere sounds like it should be anywhere. This is a physical therapy for you, Pepe, to actually start typing. I'm sure. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Well, thank you, Pepe and others. Again, saving me a trip. Well, I discounted this AMLX because now the next low, and then the next low after that, 1140. Still a little bit sticky. Hmm. May not be out of the woods yet. It's a little bit sticky, not as smooth as before. Oracle is bleeding, okay? ORCL after the amazing 2 months ago when it hit 346. Wow, 346 down to 238 now. Okay, guys, it's about 1:40 now, so I probably have about 20 minutes left. Any questions before I do take off? William will keep the main room open till 3:50, 3:55-ish, he said. So even when I'm gone, the main room is still gonna be open. I will, yeah, Hermes, I will. I know I've heard that before also. Not the new mouse, but the old mouse, but I understand what you're saying. How is Argentina doing? I haven't looked at the Argentinian country index for a while. Yeah, still hanging in there. Swag. Haven't seen that one all day. SWAG. Big move. Yeah, big move. Yeah, it's a little herky jerky. I hopefully starting the computer again will correct this. It's still not what I call perfect yet. So what's the deal with swag here? It's up 39%. Not an earnings play. Has earnings a couple of days from now, pre-market, a couple of days from now. Cracker Barrel, CBRL. Wow. Look at that weekly chart. Wow. So early, just amazing. I mean, just but down, down, down. I mean, we, remember what happened here, but still, exactly, Barry. Hmm. Yeah, hopefully restarting my computer fixes all this because it's back to being herky jerky. Okay, guys, 146. Maybe I'll shut down now. I don't really see. Yeah, I want to see if restarting my computer because it is still kind of. It's not certainly not 100%. So okay, guys, I think I'll head out. I'm going to try to. I don't even know if I can use this mouse now to get out. Thank you, Hermes. I sort of know all that. I will attempt. Okay, guys. So I think I will, if you don't mind. I'm just going to take off now. Thanks for all the help all day long. Sorry for, well, YouTube. At least I know what to do with YouTube tomorrow. Those of you who come into YouTube, how I can point you to whatever mode you want. I just want to shut down using this mouse, though. Okay, guys, I'm just going to shut down now. Okay, I'm just going to shut down. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. The main room will open around 6:45 tomorrow morning. I'll try to open YouTube around 8:30. I'll get on the mic at 9 o'clock. Have a great evening, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.